Welcome back to New Eyes Open. Showing up again another day for me, showing up for you, and encouraging you to show up for yourself, whatever that looks like right now during this season of life. And what is here now? What wants to come through right now? I keep hearing the phrase, one that I used to say a lot, more than I am comfortable admitting, because I used to use it quite a bit with myself and my children as well. And that phrase is "suck it up, Buttercup." Are you familiar with that phrase? Have you experienced it in your life? Have you told yourself to suck it up, Buttercup? Have you told your loved ones to suck it up, Buttercup? That really, it's interesting, as I've been thinking about this, the way that I've talked to myself throughout my life, that has been one of those phrases that I clung to. I used it a lot for myself and others because I didn't know any other way, right? And yesterday I had talked about how, I've spent the last 3 years not sucking it up, Buttercup. Like, just doing a lot of healing work, learning how to speak to myself differently. Honestly, there was a lot the last 3 years. There have been many moments of me trying to suck it up, Buttercup, and just push through and completely being blocked, physically, energetically. Migraines are something I've suffered with my entire life. And so looking back now, I think that's one of the ways of my body just being like, nope, we're not sucking it up, Buttercup. We're done. Like, you have to rest. Although for many years, I have often told people I survived on a cocktail of ibuprofen and Excedrin in order to continue to suck it up and plow through what needed to happen, even with excruciating migraine pain that would completely shut down like one side of my face and my eye, and I would see the aura, the lights and everything. Piercing ear pain, just, yeah. And even with that, I would just pop pills and try to keep going. As a mom of 3, as someone who was working a full-time job plus a part-time job, plus handling all the things in the home, and really still wanting to be a good mom. There were a few years, that I did stepped back from full-time employment in order to do part-time employment while getting my master's degree and raising 3 kids, 2 of which were under the age of 1.5. So, step back. But yeah, suck it up, Buttercup it works for a time and it works for a season. But I do not believe it is meant to be our go-to phrase for ourselves or our loved ones. I think it leads to burnout. I think it's what led to my 3-year long phase of having to change the way that I lived. Otherwise, like nothing was happening. Nothing that appeared on the outside as productive or successful, other than being fully present for my family and for myself and my own healing. And so learning how to reframe the lens of success and failure, learning what success means to me, learning what my body's wisdom was telling me or trying to tell me all these years. I've had less and less migraines since, recognizing this. Although I've started to notice when I have gotten a migraine these last 3 years, it has been during a time when I am trying to, in some capacity, override my body and what it's naturally telling me. And so, right now, focusing on natural rhythms. And instead of telling yourself, suck it up, Buttercup, just do the thing, how can you do the thing, but maybe in a different way? Maybe in a way that's more kind to yourself, more kind to others, more kind to your nervous system. And as I say that, I think back, and one of the reasons it took me so long to do these videos is because thinking back to who I was before and how I operated in the world and the lack of support, perceived support that I had in the world, I think, like, gosh, if I were to hear myself now, I'd want to like punch myself in the throat. Like, it's, because at that time in my life, it just didn't seem like there was any other way. And so I say this with a lot of compassion, and understanding that not everybody feels like they have the luxury of not sucking it up, Buttercup, and just plowing through and doing the thing, head down, march on. But I say it with love from the other side of 3 years worth of complete and utter burnout because of such a long spell of my life just doing the thing that needed to be done, regardless of how my body felt, regardless of what my kids actually needed in the moment, regardless of how shallow my breath was in the moment, regardless of the lack of rest and clarity that I had mentally. So, when just plowing through, just putting your head down and getting things done seems like the only way, my strongest encouragement for you is to pause and take a breath and notice where in your day-to-day activities can you pause and take a breath. And I did start doing that. And as I started doing that, things got better. I will say during these last 3 years, yes, it was difficult to move through things in a productive or professional productivity frame of reference. However, I was the most supported I've ever been in my life. A very supportive partner. And part of that was asking for the support that I needed. Like, my parents have stepped in and helped a lot, but it was because I asked. I needed it. I could not ask anymore. And a huge part of the inner unraveling and just inner work that had to be dealt with over these past years has been because I did not ask for help. I really prided myself on being able to be independent and plow through things and support myself 100% and not have to lean on anybody else's support, never have to ask my parents for a loan or for help with anything. And so, yeah, that's what wanted to come through today is, if you are in a phase of life where you are just head down, plowing through, not listening to your body, let this be a warning that there's a price to pay on the other side of that, and it can be pretty steep. And if you used to be, like me, completely independent, always doing the thing for yourself, able to support yourself, able to carry it all, and you have recently hit a wall, and you just can't. Please, please, please reach out for support, because you're on the other side of burnout. You've hit your wall. There is repair work that needs to be done. Your body needs to integrate. There's probably some inner work. No, not probably. We all have inner work that needs to be done. There's some inner work for sure that needs to be done around your mindset and being able to receive support. One of the things, here's another topic. One of the things I have realized over the past 3 years is when I was in that mode of doing it all, I can do it myself, I don't need any help, and then I was burnt out and exhausted and resentful, honestly, and just really had built up a wall around my heart. And that was evidenced in my tone and how I reacted to other people, especially those I love the most. It was the harshness that came out with my children, with little things like the reactivity. And so that is all of that came about because I didn't know how to receive, and I had built up this whole structure, this wall that really prevented me from being able to receive anything. And that reaches far and wide in your circle. Other people don't offer support because you're projecting this field of not needing it, not wanting it. It's like, nope, I've got this. So you're blocking the very support that you need, and that, if you're being honest, you actually want and desire. And the inner work on the other side of that is learning how to receive gratefully, learning how to receive with grace, learning how to receive grace, number one. And a lot of that starts with just allowing yourself to receive support from yourself. So if you're not going to take care of yourself, who else is? And so when your body is screaming out that it's tired, it's time to rest, find ways to give it rest. If you can't take a full nap, can you do a 10-minute NSDR session where you get quiet and close your eyes and listen and allow, go through the step-by-step, like relaxing each part of your body and then bringing it back online. Those sessions are awesome. And if you have longer for them, even better. But yeah, this whole I'm busy as a flex is overrated, and we've got to stop it, because it's not helping any of us. It's not helping you, and it's not helping those who look to you as an example. So no more suck it up, Buttercup. How about let's treat our buttercups with lots of love and care and kindness, and give them the support they need to grow and evolve and be the beautiful beings that they are, and that they can be when they receive the support that they need. So that's what wanted to come through today. If you have any comments, I feel like I went a little too far overboard on the buttercup metaphor, but whatever. It is what it is. It's what flowed through. I covet your comments, your likes, your subscribes, your shares, all the things. And yeah, I would love to hear where you're at in this process. Are you still somebody who is just, head down, plowing through, being super productive and not really taking care of your mind and your body and your spirit? Or have you hit a wall and you're having to take care of your mind, body, and spirit now? Or maybe have you hit a wall and you're panicking because you don't know what to do next? Definitely lived in that that phase for a little while. So I would love to hear where you're at. Love to support you if that's something you're looking for. All the links are in the description of the channel. And until tomorrow, I hope you're well. I'll see you then.